All right, today is Thursday, payday for my contractor. So that is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to check the storage unit, take an inventory of what I need to order for Friday morning. What I'll do is I'll put the order in at Sam's and they'll go pull everything down and they'll just bring it out to me. That way I don't have to go around getting it. Saves me some time. So I'll do that. I'll take pictures. Usually what I do is I'll go in there, I'll take pictures of everything, make a mental note of what I need. Then when I get back to my computer, I'll sit down and I've got where I've ordered so much from Sam's, it just says reorder, and I'll go through and I'll select all the items that I need to reorder. So then I'll go and I'll head over to the bank. I'll pull out the $625 that I pay him weekly, $500 to fill the machines, and $125 extra because he uses his own vehicle. So gas and whatever else it takes to keep his vehicle going. I like to take a look at my Quickbooks. Usually every other day. I try not to do it every day just because I don't want to get burnt out on it and I want to stay consistent. So with my vending machine business, I've done great. With my rental homes, I have not done good. I'll be honest, probably haven't logged into my QuickBook account for my rentals it's been a couple months, but it's relatively low threat. I get these property management statements, and basically what it does is it tells me everything that I've spent money on for that monthly period. So I can go back and just pull down all my monthly statements from my property management company, and then document my QuickBooks that way. So I have to do that because it's January tax season, so I got to make sure that's all accounted for. And then so that'll be the morning, and then of course I got to do my day job. The one thing that has changed recently is that I had an offer to buy the business. About 2 weeks ago. And we've been back and forth on how that looks because it's going to be seller financed, meaning I'm basically giving them a loan. And we finally came to terms with what that's going to look like. Once the deal closes or whatever, I'll go over the deal and kind of walk through how it looks. I will say that I'm not going to make any money off of this deal. I don't think. If the loan is paid off early, I won't make any money. If it's not paid off early, I might make a little bit off of interest. But I mean, it won't be much. What I did get from the whole experience, though, I closed on the vending machine business in May. So I operated June, July, August, September, October, November, December, and I sold in January. So operated for 7 months, and I sold halfway through the 8th month. What I learned was, at my age, I'm not super old or anything, but I definitely am not young, and it was taking up a lot of my time outside of my daily job, which takes time away from my family, takes time away from my hobbies, like doing DIY projects around the house, which I really do love doing that. Takes away from my time searching for real estate and analyzing deals, which I enjoy doing as well. That's more of it is a hobby, but it is more focused at building my wealth over time. The real estate side of the house is where I kind of want to focus my time because it is more passive, and I have a daily job, so I do my daily job, and then outside of my daily job, I'm hustling to get this vending machine stuff going. And while it's a bummer that the vending machine business didn't make enough money to kind of outweigh the time that I'm spending, I mean, it was a profitable business for sure. So I think one of the things that I learned, the biggest thing I learned in this whole thing, is that analyzing the deal at the front end, you really have to add in quite a bit to your numbers to make sure that it's paying you an adequate amount of money for your time. You know, ideally, you spend none of your time in the business outside of just managing the books and managing the managers. But this vending route, it just wasn't big enough to do that. I will say this, it's probably one of the biggest small routes in the area, for sure. I mean, there's over 30 locations, and there was at one point 50 machines. I think that's down around 48, 49 now. And it, you know, the gross is around $133,000 a year. So that's really good for a sole operator. So like someone who's just running it and that's their job. Because it probably takes about 5 hours a day to run it. And then probably another 10 hours to get inventory and make sure that everything, and do the books and, you know, do your schedule and things like that. So, I mean, it's not full time. It is a lot of time, but it's not full time. So at the end of the day, you know, I was able to pay my contractor $30,000 a year. I was able to pay all the bills, and then have a little bit of profit left over at the end. It just wasn't enough, in my opinion, for my time. So that's why I parted ways with it real quick. Was I just didn't want to drag it out. You know, I had somebody who was interested in it, and I was already a little unhappy with the way things were going. I could have built it up, but that would have taken more of my money to get it to where it needed to be. And it wasn't there for me. Like, if I loved it, I would have done that. I just didn't love it. I didn't love it. Took a lot of time away from my other hobbies, my family. It wasn't there for me. So, this coming Tuesday, so in a few days, today is Thursday, so in a few days, we will close and the business will become my contractor's. So he's buying it from me and I'm seller financing it. So closing a chapter there. It's just one of the many small business side hustles, whatever you want to call it, that I've done over the years. Let's see, gosh, I can remember when I was little mowing yards. I mean, I don't know who hasn't done that before. Maybe not this day and age, but you know, when I was 6th or 7th grade, I had a lawnmower and a weed eater, and that's how I made money. I made pretty good money for a 6th grader, you know, back in the 90s. So I started doing that. You know, I've painted cars, I've done touch-up work, I've worked on cars for people. What else have I done? I had a small mobile detail business. So I had built a tank and pump system, and, you know, a water filtration, because out in Texas where we lived at the time, the water was super hard. So it would leave spots on your car if you didn't have water filtration. So I had built that up, and I would drive around and I would wash people's cars after work. I did that for a while. That's a hard job. That's a thankless job for sure. People don't want to pay you much, and they cancel appointments. You drive over there, waste your gas. I don't know. For that wasn't for me, so I closed that down. Then I started a woodworking sign business with my wife, and we did that for 3 years, and that was, I think that is by definition side hustle. I bought a CNC machine, learned how to use that. I bought a laser, learned how to use that. And basically, once you create the program for the CNC machine and you get a few woodworking tools and figure out a couple finishing skills, like how to make it look nice, that's pretty much it. I mean, that was an extra $10,000 probably a year after everything. So, and that business bought the CNC machine, that business bought the laser. It was pretty good. It was nice. I just kind of didn't love it. It just was one of those things where it was very monotonous. Like, people would order. I had products that I sold, and they would place an order for the product. I'd go out there, start up the CNC machine, and it would cut the product out, and I would, sand and finish it, and ship it out. It was monotonous. Very good extra money though. So I shut that down, or actually I would say I put it on hold. I didn't want to completely close the store down because I had over 300 reviews. And if you've ever ran a business, social proof, is such a big deal. I mean, that could be the difference between a good store and a store that's barely making it. That social proof, it was super valuable to me, so I didn't want to close that down. So it's just kind of on hiatus right now. Could start it up at any time and go back to making some money. So I did that. And then for a while, I was doing just strictly social media. And I mean, I was making a little bit of money off like Pinterest and TikTok, and I think I made a little bit on Instagram, but not much, because my following just isn't that, it's not that big. On TikTok is probably where I did the best. I've got, I think at this time I have 23,000 followers, and that's largely where most of my content goes, is into short form. So it's really good for TikTok, it's really good for Instagram and YouTube Shorts, but it's mostly DIY stuff. So I did that for a while, and then I took a break. I didn't do anything, actually. Well, I take that back. I did some side jobs for friends and family. Like, I built a pantry, I built a coffee bar, I built a wall and closed off. I split up 2 rooms. I did some stuff at the house, pantries, a secret room that I built under my stairs, things like that. And all that's on my TikTok. But so I took some time and did that. And then I took a break. And in the middle of that break, I started thinking about, what can I do to create money to buy real estate, so that I'm not spending my personal money buying real estate, but I buy something to buy real estate. And that's where the vending machine business came into play. I was going to get the vending machine business because I was hopeful that it would make enough for me to use that money to buy rental homes. Well, it doesn't. So here we are, fast forward to the beginning of 2024. It's time to cut ties, fail fast, I guess, is kind of what you hear and read. I don't know if I'd consider it a failure, but it wasn't a resounding success, that's for sure. Worst case scenario, I get out unscathed and learn a whole bunch of lessons about myself personally and about just what it is to run a business, because this really was running a business. Customer engagement, customer service, managing an employee, which I've done that for years, but you know, not as my own business. So it's a lot different. Logistics, big logistics thing with all the drinks and the snacks and making sure I have enough for the week and managing my money so that the business is able to survive, and you know, things like that. So anyways, that's this morning. That's my thoughts on this morning. So what we're doing now, pulling up to my storage unit. I'm gonna walk in here, grab the money bags, and take some video and pictures of what I need to order. All right, so here we are in the storage unit. I see I need to drop some nickels and quarters off there. We always got to make sure we have enough change in there for the machines, because if people use a lot of dollars and not a lot of coins and they get change, the machine will think that it's not able to pay people. So, let's see, that's pretty good. That's a high school. There's a wood mill, planer mill, I mean. Let's see. There's a factory. There's a high school. That's it. All right, so let's look around here, see what we need to buy. So we're good on honey buns. Probably need some donuts. Let's see, crackers. Yeah, definitely need crackers. Definitely need Pop-Tarts, Oreos, chips. Let's see, do we have plain chips, or is that box closed? Nope, we got plain chips. That's good. Probably need Doritos. Yep. Look at that, still good on Coke. That should last through the week. Probably need a couple Sprites. Let's see, we got the zero sugar Monster, so that's good. Need a plain Monster, 2 Red Bulls, a Yoo-Hoo, I think that's it. Let's see, for candy, got the Bueno Kinders. These things are good sellers. Probably need to buy another box of that. Got a whole box of chocolates. Let's see, regular Skittles, regular M&Ms. Good on peanut M&Ms. What am I missing? I think that's it. Got Starry for the car wash. Let's see. Snapple's good, Tea's good, Body Armor's good. Huh. Cool. So here I am in the bank parking lot counting money, because I don't want to drive all the way back to my house to run this through the machine. Before, there was so the main reason I even chose this bank was because there was a bank near me, like right by my house. So now I have to grab the money, drive all the way home, count the money, and then the next day when I come get the other bags, I drop that money in the drop box. Well, there's a problem with that. I ran out of deposit slips. And inside of the nightly drop box, you have to have a deposit slip. And there's another problem with that. The bank is going to digital only and no paper and all that stuff. And I mean, everybody's doing that. So I mean, I'm not complaining about that, but they don't have those deposit slips in the bank. You have to order them and pay for them, whereas used to they were free. So I can't drop in the night box because I ran out of safety deposit or deposit slips. So here I am, counting money by hand in the parking lot. we'll see how this goes. People are looking at me like I'm a weirdo. I've got hundreds of dollars in my car. And I've got the doors locked, so it's not that super big a deal, but still not the safest thing in the world. So I'm going to start counting money and bundling money. See you in a minute. All right, so just got done counting money here at the bank. Looks like it was a pretty good day. So I ended up having $500 in cash, 121 in rolled coins. So that was from yesterday. That doesn't count for the bags that I picked up today. $82. What is that from? Okay, so just got done counting all the money up. Looking like it's going to be about $768 for this today's deposit. Now that does count in some of the change that I rolled yesterday. So it was probably around a $600 cash coin day. And then I looked at my app and it looks like I've got about $85 in coin sales. So looking at yesterday, it was around a $1,000 day, that's pretty good. Now when I say day, I'm actually talking about the day prior, because all the money that we count is from the day prior. So Wednesday was Tuesday's money. Today that I picked up was Wednesday's money. So today's Thursday, I picked up Wednesday's money. So my contractor will go out, he'll collect all the bags today for Thursday, and I'll pick that up on Friday morning and I'll deposit that. So what I got to do now is I have to go and withdraw $625 to pay my contractor. I'll go back to the storage unit, drop that off, and then that's it. That's it for me for today. I'll order Sam's online later so I can pick it up tomorrow morning and drop it off at the storage unit, and that's it. Nothing left to do. I'll count money one more time tomorrow morning, and I'll put that into the bank account on Monday morning. And then Monday is actually the last day that I will collect money, because Tuesday we finalized the sale of the business to my contractor. So yeah, that's today. So to kind of recap, I'm going to be depositing $768 right now, and that was from yesterday. So pretty good day.